Welcome everyone to another episode of this multiplayer survival Minecraft world. Looking around, things look pretty different. You might notice the sand texture is different, the granite texture is different. Every texture is pretty much different, either good or bad. I know you can make your own opinion about it. I think it's pretty good. In fact, as you can see, we have updated to 1.14, which also might mean most of the farms that spawn are broken. But hey, that's a sacrifice we can make, and it's all in the name of progress, right? We can remake those. I don't really have a definite plan for this episode, so I thought I'd start off by finally finishing the exterior of my nether portal, just kind of playing around with ideas and coming up with new solutions. So I'm going to get started on that now. I'm just going to throw some things around and come back then. So I've toyed around with a couple ideas, and I think this is the one I'm going to go for, just because it kind of complements this, balancing out the area, making it this not too unique to it and just kind of all on its own sticking out badly. So I'm just going to replace those, put some more slabs on there, and while I do that, I want to show you something that's pretty annoying that I find with the new update. Also, the shift height is weird too. If you notice, I get pushed off to the side really easily. Now, I think this is just a server thing, but it's really annoying when I'm trying to pile up things. Just a thing about 1.14.2 I've noticed while building. I'll think of other things too. So I'm going to finish up the sides of that, and then I think I'm going to try to add glass, because I do have a fair amount of sand now. So yeah, let's get to that. Well, I think that looks pretty good, and it would probably look better with the glass, which I'm not adding this episode, because I forgot I used the glass and sand I had for the nether portal room last episode. So that's going to have to wait. Ooh, I do need to add another side to that. So I'm going to go add that side and brainstorm what I'm going to do this episode. Again, because this is obviously not long enough to be an episode. That'll just be a minute and a bit. The plans I originally had that I talked about last episode revolved around 1.13 mechanics, which aren't around in 1.14, so we probably won't be doing that. That was expanding the iron farm, which is now defunct. So let me just think about that and add that, and I'll come back pretty quick, using the power of video editing. So I think I've finally figured out what I want to do this episode, which is finish the back wall there and kind of start the behind of this fortress area. As you can see, I've kind of started it already. So I'm just going to build that wall, continue that around. It's a pretty simple pattern. You don't really need to see me building it. And I'll come back to you and expand on my ideas for this place and maybe talk a little bit about sort of what's going to go on the plateau up there, because I'm not just going to leave that blank. It's going to have something going on. It's going to be the main feature, besides this, of course. So, the snap of my fingers, we'll get to it. And there we have it, a big gray wall. Don't worry, I'm going to add some embellishments later on, but right now it's going to stay largely the same, just because I want to get the basic outline of the base finished first, before I start adding any great detail. I kind of made that mistake with this, so I'm just going to kind of leave it for now. So the big plan is to have this extend out, and then have, like, blocks on here, sort of extending down to the end of there as well. So there's 3 platforms on the top. But that's not super important now. What is important now, if I can just fly for a minute, is adding the ends to this block. This probably extend pretty far out here, and this is where I want to put my house. I want to kind of have my house on a big pillar to make it look cool, and it's going to be in the same style as a little fishing hut over here. So I think that's going to add some nice contrast. I'm also thinking I might do what I said with these, but later on. So I'm just going to start. Oh geez, my words are everywhere. My apologies. So I'm just going to start with this and have it kind of extend around, build that a little bit, and go from there. I'm kind of, chucking logs in the fire right now. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we'll just see where it goes, and hopefully you enjoy. So I've expanded the end to that a little bit, but now I want to focus away from this. Ooh, that's pretty fast. Can't really control my flying. And I want to finish this little area here in order to kind of make it seem a little more whole, because I don't want to just expand one area and then decide I don't like it. I want to do everything together just so it's more final, and then it's easier to see it in the bigger picture when just envisioning one part, because you have the rest of it sort of more completed than it would be. So I'm going to start getting this around. I'm going to extend this down and make it flush with the hill, and then I'm going to start laying out where I want it to extend up, so it matches where that is, except it's going to be a little bit shorter, just so that's more prominent, because that's where the main feature is, whereas this is sort of more secondary features. So let's get to that. Sometimes I forget about fall damage. That's a shame. Hopefully I respawn in the right place. Oh good, okay. Yeah, I'm just building up the sides of this, if the world would load. That would be fantastic. Yeah, it's right there. I think it looks okay. Maybe it's a little bit awkward. I might change it later. I might even make it double tiered, so it's not just 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3, just to make it a little better in the transition. But I'll figure that out once I build this, and I can always delete it too. I do have a nice pickaxe as long as it hasn't despawned, which it has not. So yeah, I'll get back to this and come back with more progress. Well, this is quite a moment. I kind of ran out of materials, so I've come down to mining, and this is the first time I've found these. Obviously, it's not going to give me an achievement because Vad gave me 3 before in order to make this pickaxe. But yeah, I just thought it's a noteworthy moment. I'll get back to building in a bit once I have enough stone. Well, I've done it again. That last clip was from a few weeks ago. I've taken a pretty long hiatus, but this time for a very good reason, as I was quite sick and I didn't think recording was the best option for me. So I mined materials, and I do have a lot now, which is nice. Everything's still smelting. But in my absence, I've been proposed a treasure hunt. So I thought I'd tackle this and do that stuff off camera later. So without further ado, let's find these coordinates. Yeah, let's start from there. Vad's made a video about this. I haven't watched it yet, just for no spoilers. I want to make this as authentic as possible, so let's get going. Before we head off, though, I didn't think that material showcase was actually good enough to show what I've actually been doing. I've mined a bunch of stuff. Yeah. I've done a lot of cobble, so there is a lot here. There we go, that's more accurate. Alright, on to the hunt. Sneaky Vad, this isn't even not far away from my base. This is the flag hut I have that holds the flag, which indicates my majestic valley. Yes, so it looks like I'm heading towards where an old player, Double D, was situated on the map. It is now occupied by Tundrick, well, nearby Tundrick, so I'm going to head to his boat and see what I can find. That's funny. Well, I've been using my elytra to fly around, and because I haven't really had a chance to use it very much, and it looks like I'm in the completely wrong direction and I am now lost. So yeah, thank you, World Generation. That would be I would appreciate it if you load faster. But yeah, so I'll try to get my bearings and come back. Well, I found the boat, now I just need to find my sign. I'll be right back. And I've found the signs, and I believe, look for the people who breed and get fed, I believe Vad means the villager breeder. So, now that I'm here by the nether portal in Double D's old basement, I'm going to use this and get to the spawn and go to the villager breeder, which is I'm pretty sure where I'm intended to go, so let's get there. Oh, this guy scared me. I haven't seen one of these yet in the survival world, and he just came running around the corner. Yeah, maybe it's not the best idea to fight that. I have a valuable elytra on me. I'll just go to the village breeder and leave this guy be. Alright, I'm at the village breeder, and I have found my sign, and I believe I know where this is. You might remember from episode 1, I built the hut around these guys. Just over there. It is not loaded yet because of 1.14 loading bugs, but I believe it was one of the traders at spawn, so let me head over there and we'll see if I'm correct. So I've found it on the side of the building I've created, and I'm a little bit confused. I think I'm supposed to add these coordinates, lag spike, to the ones I had initially, but I'm not sure what to do with this bottom number here, if I'm supposed to actually travel that far, so I think I might have to ask Vad for a little hint. So I guess that concludes our hunt for now until he comes back from being AFK, so I'm going to do some things and we'll see what happens then. I still like looking at this build. I know it's a bit pompous of me to say, but I really enjoyed this, and you should check out episode 1 if you want to see me build it. Shameless plug. Alright, let me get back to the base. Here's some quick progress of building, and ooh, I messed that up. Alright, well, now I'm going to move everything over by 1 block. Isn't that lovely? Alright, well, I'll come back when I've finished this sort of area. I know I've promised that several times now, but this time it's for real. I swear. So, I had the opportunity to talk with Vad, and he gave me the know-how on how to complete the last question. Apparently there are numbers attached to each of the signs that I didn't notice, so I'm going to go back and look at all the signs and get those numbers, and then I'll add the coordinates to those, and hopefully that'll be my prize. So, yeah, I'm just taking a bit of a break from building again. I have made a lot of progress, but I'll show you when I'm done. So, let's get to that. hopefully I'll come back with my prize if everything goes right. Well, it took some searching around, but I actually found it. It turns out he hid it right underneath my portal and conveniently made it so I cannot open it. Thank you. Yeah, but actually, thank you. That is pretty awesome of him. You should go subscribe to him if you haven't. I was overthinking it way too much, but I ended up being in another looking at my coordinates because I forgot to close the F3 menu, and I realized, oh, the coordinates actually match with the numbers that I added. So I followed around and I came to my portal. So let's get this and let's open this back up at the base and see if it's any good. If I can get out of here, that is. So yeah, I'll go back there and let's have a look at our loot. I'm super stoked about this. This is awesome. All right, let's see what this has in it. Special gift from Vadrian40. Oh, that's pretty nice. I love that. Okay, that is overdoing it a lot. Well, I mean, I owe him a lot now. So, if you don't realize, this is a special feature of 1.14 to 1.14.2. It's going to be removed in 1.14.3, but it allows basically overpowered armor with all the types of protection. Because before, obviously, you wouldn't be able to add blast protection and protection 4 and fire protection all in one piece. You'd have to have them on separate pieces. But there's a bit of a bug or an addition, I'm not sure which they added in 1.14 where you can add all of the protections. But they're going to remove it in the new update in 1.14.3. So, he's taken the initiative and created the most overpowered set of armor I can imagine, and that is incredible. I'm super happy with this. So I'm going to treasure this, and yeah, hopefully I'll keep this until the end of the season. I'm super happy. Sorry, I'm just a little bit speechless. I'm going to keep building the base while I think about what I can do with this armor. I guess that also makes my current boots that I was working on obsolete now. Obviously, he's a little bit quicker to the draw, so yeah, let's keep building. Alright, just a quick update. I've filled in this side, and I've finally completed that edge wall thing there. Now I'm just working on this other side, and I'm going to try to do a similar thing, but obviously it's going to be a little bit further forward, as you can see by the current framework I have. They're both the same height, and I just want them to both be a little bit lower than the central platform in order to draw your eyes forward. So I'm just going to finish up that, and then I'll come back, but we're almost done. I have a method for doing this now, and I think it's pretty cool, so I thought I'd share it. What I do is I go to the top. Here, I'll put myself in F5 so you can see. And I fall down and press spacebar. I glide slowly to the ground. I think it's wonderful. I don't know if you think it is, but I just thought that was pretty funny. I thought I should show it. Yeah, just filling in the walls. Evidently my plan is not foolproof, as you can tell by my health bar. Definitely not foolproof. Yeah, I need to watch out. Keep eating food, that's a good idea. Alright, I think I am done for now. I want to get this episode out today because, well, I haven't released one in a while, and I think this is a good point to end it off. I think it's long enough. Pretty sure it is. So yeah, well, let's go over what happened. I started building the walls, I got really sick, I left for a while, came back, found a treasure hunt, got some overpowered armor, finished some walls, and now we're wrapping it off. Next episode, these walls should be done. That's what I plan to do, and maybe some more cleanup. I had something else to say, but I forgot about it. I might think of it later and put it in the comments, but for now, it's me signing off. Goodbye, have a fantastic day, and see you next time.